Hey, welcome to our Wednesday night live broadcast. If you are joining us on YouTube, please take a second to hit that subscribe button if you are new to our broadcasting. And if you're joining us live on Facebook, welcome. Also, take an opportunity to hit that like button and then make sure you're set up to get notifications as well. Tonight, our subject is going to be around the progression that you are making with the changes that you're making with your health and fitness and overall well-being. So are you evolving with everything that you're doing positively in your life? So welcome if you are new. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And here in this community, we are doing that through the practice of intermittent fasting and developing a keto-like lifestyle that allows us to do those things, look and feel our best while really living our life most authentically. Oftentimes when we're trying to follow someone else's program for nutrition or someone else's diet plan, we really do have to exit out of our own life and a lot of times some of our own beliefs or some of our own even personal choices of things that we really enjoy for ourselves to accommodate a plan that someone else has set up for us. And we really try to avoid that here in this community. So are you evolving? And what does that really mean when we're talking about something like intermittent fasting and living a keto-like lifestyle? And I want to sort of define it this way or explain it in the way that we really try to progress through in the course that we teach and what we talk about here in this community. And I talk a lot about the fact that it's really great that you're maybe losing some inches and you're feeling more energetic, and maybe you've lost some weight and you're focusing on all the exterior aspects of the changes and the results that you're receiving from the changes that you've made. But what about the inside? What about the core of who we are as women and what we do emotionally and mentally, and even sometimes physically with the other aspects of our life? And are they paralleling what we're doing with our well-being and the nutritional choices that we're making and the overall big goal of being our best version of ourselves? And I know a lot of women, myself included, have struggled with, using food in situations that probably wasn't the most appropriate, or we've put ourselves in relationships that probably weren't the best because of some ways that we were feeling about ourselves, or we've taken jobs that we were definitely way too qualified for, but we didn't have the self-confidence to fight for what we want or go after something bigger. And that is part of what we need to do as evolving as whole women, really healing more than just maybe the diabetic state that we're in, or the inflammation state that we're in, or maybe even the foggy brain situation that we're in, but really going to the core of who we are as women and what our true belief systems are about the life that we want to live. It took me about 50 years to get to this point where I was really able to heal a lot of what's going on inside of the soul and the core of who I am as a woman. And it happened while I was really developing the intermittent fasting and this keto-like lifestyle that we share here in this community and what we teach in our course. Oftentimes we fall victim to a lot of those old hurts and those old feelings and a lot of the old, I would even say, traps that we put ourselves in because of things that have happened to us in the past, or things that have been said to us in the past, or just the way we have been raised or conditioned to believe about ourselves, or even our limiting beliefs about ourselves. And that's really when we get into those desperate states of dieting, or those what I even call like desperation supplementation states, where we'll do just about anything we can to get that feel-good moment. And we sacrifice a lot of what maybe we know is really good common sense, or we'll sacrifice what it is that we want to do socially, or maybe even what we want to do emotionally and relationship-wise, to fit into a box of what we think we're supposed to be, and we stop really thinking about who we really want to be. And I think that was the biggest aha moment I had when I was on my own personal journey of healing. I just didn't want to become sicker. I didn't want to go from pre-diabetic to diabetic. I didn't want to have my insulin resistance become something that was so unmanageable that I couldn't do things for myself to make myself feel better. I didn't want my brain to go into any foggier of a state than it was. I was so afraid of the fact that I couldn't recall, my loved ones' names, or where my keys were, or where my car was parked, or why I was standing in the middle of the room in the house that I've lived in for 4 years. Like, why could I not remember those things? And that was really the initial reason why I so deeply researched the benefits of intermittent fasting, especially for this community of aging women. But what I didn't realize was all the deep inner healing that was going to also come with this journey, when I realized that I was okay in a state of emptiness, and I was going to be okay in a state of hungry, and that when I was really doing nothing, that I had such an amazing opportunity to embrace everything. And when you're in that state of emptiness, and you're in that state of hunger, and you're in control of everything that you have going on in your life, that's when you can really do some intense soul searching and some really intense spiritual searching, and you can do a lot of that internal work on yourself that maybe you haven't even really thought that you needed to do. And it was a real awakening for me. I had a lot of very deep spiritual things happen for me during that time. I let go of a lot of past situations in my life that were really holding me back, not only as a woman, but as a wife and as a mother and as a girlfriend as well. And that's the part of evolving through this community and evolving through this process that I really want us to go back and start to think about. It's great to get to have an amazing and energized sense of calm 20-hour fast. But if we're still a hot mess in our emotional state, and we haven't healed our heart, and the gut and core of who we are as women is still in that ugly place, does it really matter? We really want to make sure that we are healing ourselves from the entire inside out. Not just our gut, not just our blood work, not just losing a little bit of weight, not reducing the inflammation, but are we really taking this opportunity to be vulnerable and open, and probably even a little bit raw, and definitely empty, to think about why it is we've held on to so many of those things for so long that really shouldn't be affecting us today. And for me personally, I went through a really, really intense stage of being a grown up woman with a house and a husband and cars and kids, and I could still feel like that broken down, damaged little girl. And it wasn't until I really became comfortable in my own skin and really understood what power came from feeling comfortable in an empty state, and realizing that food wasn't going to fix anything that I was feeling on the inside that didn't feel good. That is when I really was able to heal and let go of all of that little girl syndrome. I mean, I don't even know what else to describe it, but a little girl syndrome. And why was I still letting some of those things from so many years ago, or people from so many years ago, have that effect on me, when I had so many people that I needed to be a good example for, and so many people that I personally needed to be healthy for, and how I didn't want to repeat a lot of those things that happened to me or were said to me, or that I was having to deal with in my own adult world, onto the people that I was spending the most time with today. And also didn't want to have that creep into my kids' life and have them have to deal with that in their own adult life as well. So if you've been in our course, you know that we ask you to create why statements, and we want you to really think outside the box of what we're doing nutritionally and what the big picture of health looks for you. And is it just losing a few pounds? And what if you don't lose a few pounds? What if you don't lose any weight at all through this process of intermittent fasting, and really taking the time to listen to the signs and signals that your body is sending you, and figuring out what all those trigger foods are? What if you don't lose any weight, but you find a sense of calm within yourself, or you find a sense of peace within the soul of who you are and the woman that you have become as you've progressed through your life? Would that be good enough for you? And could you hold on to that feeling of success, and that feeling of healing, and that feeling of wholeness to get you to that point? where you might start to realize that there could be a weight loss, or you might start to realize that your body is going to let go of some of that body fat that you don't want, or some of that inflammation, and you really allowed your body the opportunity to slow down and find comfort in what it feels like to be empty. And I know as women, it's something that we often fear. It's something we're told that we're not supposed to ever have in our life. But there is a really amazing sense of personal emptiness. You don't have to get rid of people in your life. You don't have to get rid of things in your life. You just have to be comfortable with being alone with yourself, liking who that person is that you're sitting alone with, and passion to help women find their whole self. I have been in this industry for a very long time. I was a manager of a fitness group at a Gold's Gym, so I managed other fitness instructors. I've been in the personal training industry. I've been around fitness women my whole life. And in my opinion, there is nothing more unattractive and unappealing than a fit woman on the outside who is totally still sick on the inside. And I never ever want that to be anyone in this community here. I want us to work on being beautiful, whole, and happy on the inside, and then watch as that comes through, and as you start to blossom as a woman and really feel confident in your skin, and what that will do not only for you and your life and the people around you, but what it will end up doing for your health as well. It's an amazing journey to be on. It's a fun journey to be on, and there's nothing more satisfying than finding who you are and finding who you're supposed to be. I think we all have that sort of tugging feeling and that inner sense that that girl is in there or that woman is in there. So we're familiar with her. We just haven't taken the chance to really develop a deep and wholesome and healthy relationship with her. And I think that's what really happened to me over these past couple of years. And I'm really hoping that you're finding that opportunity in your own life as well. It's not always about the food. Sometimes it's about our heart, and sometimes it's about our head as well. And we got to make sure that we stay focused on that. And it's also not about a number on a scale. That number on a scale does not determine who you are, the value of who you are, the worth of who you are, or whether you are successful or failing at anything. It's just a number. We want to make sure that we are focusing on the things in our life that really do matter. And that's how we're feeling about ourselves. That's how we're feeling about others. It's how we're expressing ourselves to other people, and making sure that we're doing our part in this community to lift other women up and support them. So I'm hoping that this resonates with some of you. I know it's been a big journey for me. I talk a lot about how I listen to podcasts all the time. We have our Book of the Month Club. Girl Wash Her Face is the one we're doing for August. We already have our book for September picked out. It's called The Happiness Approach, I think it is. Kara will put the link in there. My book will come tomorrow, so I'll post a picture of it so you guys can see which one it is if you want to join us on that as well. And we're really going to start focusing on the whole woman, and not just how we eat and not just how we fast, but how we're living our life and how we're getting through our day. And are we feeling like the end of the day that we really did have an opportunity to put our best foot forward and serve who it is that we feel we need to serve in our community of people that we're surrounding ourselves with, and making sure that we are serving ourselves first. So let me welcome everyone on, Michael is here with me, so he'll welcome everyone on YouTube. Get the questions and comments there, and then Facebook, stand by for just a second, and I will make sure that I get you guys addressed as well. So go ahead, Michael.
Okay, Lotus is here. She says hello.
Hello.
Lori's here. She says, hi, Diane. This is Lori from New Jersey. Have been loving intermittent fasting for over a month now. So happy I found your channel. I told my sister about you, and she is doing IF and loving it too.
Yay.
And I have Adeline. She says, hi, Diane. Can you tell us your thoughts on MCT oil, benefits, etc.? Thanks.
Okay, well, there's plenty of benefits to MCT oil because it's a medium chain triglyceride, so it is that fat that we want to have in our body. There's also plenty of healing benefits to us. My personal experience with MCT oil and Michael's personal experience with MCT oil wasn't the best. We actually developed allergic reactions to MCT oil, so we no longer utilize it, or we just utilize a different version of it. So we were using the Bulletproof brand of Brain Octane, and it was just way too concentrated or maybe intense for us. I don't know. But we both really started developing allergic reactions to coconut in general. and MCT oils. So we stopped that and we took a really long break from MCT oil. Now Michael uses it in his coffee that he uses to fatten up his coffee. There's an MCT oil in there, and I don't use it really at all. Occasionally I'll put some coconut oil in some coffee or something if I'm having it later in the day, and we use coconut oil to cook with, but we personally our body just can't break it down, so we don't use it. And there are a lot of cases of people developing allergic type reactions to MCT oil and brain octanes and stuff like that. So I would just say try it out and see if it works for you. If you notice any funny feelings, maybe wean yourself off of it for a little while and then try again.
Definitely don't do the full dose.
Yeah, don't do the full dose for sure. Or kind of wean up to it,
Yeah.
I guess.
And also, Adeline, again, she asks, also, is it true autophagy only kicks in after 24 hours of fasting?
I don't know. All those kind of time limits regarding autophagy they're baffling to me. I don't know. Like, you don't know what's going on in your body. I know that there's chemical things that happen, and I guess there's timelines to that. But I can tell you that what I did in my journey with intermittent fasting and really focusing on a nutrient dense style of living in my feasting window, I was able to do a lot of good for my body and reverse a lot of things that were going wrong in my body. And I never fasted more than 20 hours. So it depends on what it is you're after. If you're looking for a deep cellular type of reset, then yes, I think you need to fast for longer periods of time. But you got to make sure you know what you're doing when you're fasting out of the intermittent type of window. You don't want to just jump into long periods of fasting until you've done your research. So there's lots of women in this community who fasted 20 hours clean fasting, eating a very nutrient-dense keto-like lifestyle in their feast. And again, they've healed so many things that were ailing them in their life, inflammation, diabetes, lots of autoimmune disorders, thyroid conditions being corrected, perimenopausal, menopausal symptoms going away. So it all just sort of depends on your own personal body and where your body is at in its healing process and what it needs to heal. So I say do you and figure out what it is, why it is you're fasting, and what level in which you need to get your own body to get the benefits that you want.
And Lisa Perez says hi from Wisconsin. That's all I have for now.
Awesome. Okay, so let me see who's over here on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure that you put your questions and comments in there, and we'll get them addressed for you. Hello, Kara. Connie's here. Jane is here. Constance is here. Jamie, Maggie, hello. Ginger, Tracy, Joy's here. Good to see you, girlfriend. Nellie's here. Maria, Linda, Amy's here. Jennifer, I love that sense of calm and just feeling like I'm doing something for me for once. Gives me a little confidence boost. Yeah, and that's, I think, the thing that's so amazing about when you really get that sense of the energized sense of calm, and you really get that comfort in hungry, which is where the magic came from, and that confidence and knowing that you can be empty inside and be a strong and amazing woman. We do not need to silence our emotions with food. We do not need to silence our anything with food. And I think once we realize that and know that it's okay and we're not gonna fall out of life if we go hours without food, there's a magic that happens, and it's a very healing magic. And I think we become so sick because we just stuff things down with food. And when you stop stuffing things down, it allows them the opportunity to surface. And then when you feel energized and you have that sense of calm, you can handle so many more things in your life that have been troubling you or bothering you or holding you down, because you're empowered. And I think that is really the aha of all ahas that I've had with this lifestyle that we've created here, is that you can be empowered when you stop stuffing away things that are bothering you and you just learn how to deal with them. And when you're confident in your dealing with them, you handle them in a completely new way. So yeah, it is absolutely amazing for sure. Jillian, I still have emotional stuff to heal, but things are heading in the right direction. And Jillian, you've made a lot of progress. I'm super proud of you. But yeah, I think we all always have things to heal. I know I have a lot of stuff Two, that I will constantly work on probably for the rest of my life, but I work on it in a different way now. And I think that's an amazing way to look at things too. There's always more than one way to manage something. There's always more than one way to heal something. And yeah, sometimes you have to take your time to do it and go through several layers of that healing process to get to where you want to go. So I say it's always one of those things that we should be working on for sure. Linda, examine who we are on the inside. Not be easy work, but so worth it. Yeah, it may not be easy work. Yeah, totally. It's not easy work, but neither is dealing with a bunch of grudge, right? Neither is dealing with a bunch of self-doubt. Neither is dealing with a bunch of hurts that come up at some of the most inappropriate times in our life, right? So it's one of those situations where you have to pick your hard. And it's hard to deal with things that maybe you've stuffed away for a long time, and it's also hard to deal with a limiting life. So I am choosing to deal with the hard stuff, and I'm not going to let those things limit me anymore. So everything in life comes with a choice, and you either have this choice or that choice, and then you have to pick the one that's going to best suit you for the season that you're in as well. Jennifer, I'm right there with you, Jillian. The emotional piece is huge and will contribute to our success. Yeah, exactly. Amy, it's amazing how feeling better on the inside can take you to new heights. Every day is a work in progress in the mind and the body. Thank you, women in this community. Yeah, Amy, that's for sure. For sure. I don't think you can heal a sick mind or a sick heart or a sick soul when your body is sick. So I think the easy thing to do is heal our body, thank goodness, to intermittent fasting and really learning how nutrition affects us. And then when we get a handle on that, we do get that boost of confidence, like, oh, we can fix ourselves. And I think when we get that boost of confidence as well, that we have the control over our bodies and we have the power to heal ourselves, that's when we can take it to those next steps that could be a little bit deeper and maybe a little bit more sensitive. The Happiness Advantage. Thank you, Kara. So the Happiness Advantage is our September book. So we should put the link on there for Amazon if you guys want to get that and get ready. And then we're finishing up the last 2 meetups on Instagram for Girl Wash Your Face this Friday and next Friday. Let's see. Jenny, good to see you here as well. The magic is real for sure, Amy. Miwa, joining you from Kuala Lumpur. I'm in the second week of Diane's August course. Loving it. Thanks, Diane and Michael. Oh, you're welcome, for sure. Michael, do you have anything else over there?
Adeline said thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Pam says, new to IF, but I feel much better. Need to get into your class. I appreciate what you do. Such an inspiration. Love the real talk.
Awesome. Well, our class starts September... Kara, you have to remind me again, September 7th, I think. So all the links are available. You can find them. Just get yourself signed up. Oftentimes what happens when we're kind of iffy about how we're feeling about our life, we hesitate, right? And we wait for the perfect time, or maybe when we're feeling more confident, or maybe when our schedule settles down. This class is not a huge time commitment, and it will ease up everything in your life, like everything in your life. So don't think about it too much. It's a super easy class to get through. It's all common sense stuff. I ask you to work on you. And the community is super supportive and a great place to hang out with other like-minded women. So do yourself a favor. Don't overthink it. Just get yourself signed up, get in class, and then see the magic that's going to happen for you for sure. Thank you to everyone for all the private messages we got and public messages we got, and the prayers and well wishes for Logan and his start into college. The trip went amazing. We drove an hour up the road, but he got settled in really quickly. He's thriving there already. School starts for him on the 20th, but he's got a lot of activities that he's doing there. And finding his way with new friends, and he got his roommate today, and he feels like they're going to get along really great. We did great. We feel really confident about parents that we set him up to be super successful in college. Logan set himself up to be super successful in college. So we're happy parents, and we feel really good about sending him off and feel like he has all the tools that he needs. We're just exhausted. I think we're having the delayed exhaustion of all of everything of the buildup of him moving off to college. So the last 2 days I have just been completely mentally and emotionally drained, not in a bad way, just drained. So I'm hoping we'll get that back in the next couple of days. And then this weekend we're taking little Miss Thing to Disneyland for her birthday. So that'll be fun. It'll recharge us for sure. Anything else, Michael?
Yeah, I got Shelly from Van Nuys. She says, hi, new subscriber here. Looking forward to September class.
Yes, looking forward to hanging out with you.
And Jackie says, hello from PA. I've been doing IF for over 3 months and love it.
Yes.
I'm also breastfeeding my 10-month-old while doing 16 to 20-hour fast, which has never decreased milk production.
Good for you. Good for you. That's always, there's these groups of people that I think it's the medical community, I don't even know who they are, suggest do not practice intermittent fasting. Pregnant women, just because you just, like, I don't know. When I was pregnant, I just ate when I wanted to eat and I ate what I wanted to eat. And that's just the joy of being pregnant. So pregnant women, nursing women, just because you need the nutrients, but if you're eating a nutrient-dense diet and you're feeling good, I don't know. I say do you, right? And then people with diagnosed eating disorders. And I gotta tell you, there you go. There's a pregnant or nursing woman who's having success with it. And we have had so many women in our course who have had past eating disorders who have reported back to myself that they felt like this course and this lifestyle that they're living now has finally healed what they were going through in the past with their eating disorders. They feel like they don't have any issues with their eating disorders any longer. The way they feel about food, the way they feel about their bodies, the way they feel about their lifestyle, they feel very confident and very healed. And so, again, it's one of those things that, you got to be careful with everything that you do, and you have to realize your past for sure. But never let people, tell you that absolutely you cannot do something. If you're feeling confident in what it is that you're doing and that's going to be good for you, and you feel like you're in a good place when you're starting. So I'm super proud of the women who have suffered from some eating disorder issues in the past and took a chance on themselves and felt strong enough to consider doing something different and have really gotten to the point where they felt healed. So that's always something that I feel really proud about, that this is a really healthy community and a really healthy and well laid out course that really does allow you an opportunity to heal in so many areas of your life. So I always love sharing that as well. But you got to always check with your doctor. I have to say that. Make sure you're checking with your doctor before you jump into anything if that's what you feel you need to do for you.
I got Bernadette.
Hey, Bernadette.
Says, hi, Diane. I'm loving the August class. I'm so happy I found your channel. Thank you for all that you do.
Oh, you're welcome, girlfriend. It's my absolute pleasure for sure. Susan from Arizona in the August class now, feeling great, learning to love my life. Awesome, Susan. That is awesome. And the August class, for those of you who aren't in our class or haven't taken our class, the August class is just starting, or they're midway through week two, and they're already reporting that they're feeling great and they're loving their new way of life. So imagine if you're on the fence and you're watching this and you're not sure if you should jump in a week and a half after the course starts, you'll be one of these women on these comments reporting back how great you feel and how much you love your life. A week and a half. That's amazing.
Okay, Jackie says, yes, I made sure to eat enough and good quality foods and finally lost 10 pounds from my pregnancy with IF, whereas eating less and more frequently after having my baby made me gain weight.
There you go. Okay, and here's the deal too. Like, let's think back. So I nursed 2 babies, and with Logan, I worked full time. So after how was he like 8 weeks old, and I went back to work, and I pumped in the bathroom. I did all the things working moms have to do when they're nursing, and I probably fasted because I was busy. Like, I didn't have time to eat. I was in a corporate type of job. I had to pump my breast milk in a bathroom, which was a whole nother live we can talk about. And then you get home and Michael was working nights and I was working days, and he passed Logan off to me in a hallway, and I was just sheer exhaustion getting through my life. So I'm sure I fasted. I just didn't know what it was, and I wasn't doing it purposely. So, our bodies are amazing. They do what they're supposed to do in whatever stage of life that we're in. I always have to go back to the fact that there's still women hugging trees and giving birth, going through labor in forests and jungles and, all kinds of different places. So sometimes I think we just need to lighten up a little bit, and you gotta just do you, do what's working for you, do what's comfortable for you. Listen to the signs and signals that your body is sending you. Listen to the signs and signals your baby's body is sending you. And I know we went through really difficult times with our babies, listening to our pediatrician's advice on the fact that, you know, there's no such thing as a dairy allergy for infants. And our poor Logan was sick as a dog when he was a baby. Like, I'm surprised he even survived his first year of life. It was miserable. And Gabby was the same way when I was nursing her, and they both had dairy allergies from what I was eating, and we had to go to a lactation consultant. So no doctor could confirm that they had dairy allergies. Poor Logan ended up going on soy formula, which we think is affecting him even today. And poor little Gabby had just the first few months of her life, for both of her and I, were just miserable. So we went outside of the doctor network and went to a lactation consultant. And only until we went to a lactation consultant did we realize that what I was consuming in my food was really causing her to have a really bad dairy reaction. And to this day, everyone in our family still has a dairy reaction. So sometimes you have to just go outside of the box a little bit, and especially if it's not something that's life-threatening, do your research and then make a really sound decision for you and your body and whoever else that you need to take care of. So I always like to say that too, because you know, we get so caught up in what the doctors say, and yes, doctors have a place and doctors have a purpose. I'm not doctor bashing, but we have to think for ourselves and really put all the pieces to the puzzle together before we make a harsh decision about what we are or aren't going to do for ourselves. Right?
That's it over here.
That's it over there. Okay, let me see anything else over here. Nope. Oh, Robin, joining in from Chicago. Girlfriend, how are you? I loved all your pictures. I think you were at a reunion or something. Your pictures look great and you're super cute. So loved seeing you in those pictures. So we're going to cut it short. We have some little girlfriends over here playing with little Gabby tonight, and their mom's about to come pick them up. So thanks so much for checking in with us. Make sure you are continuing to evolve through this healing process. Don't just stop with food. Don't just stop with fasting. Make sure that you're doing all the work. Make sure that you're going into those new levels of healing. Go back to your why statement. What were you willing to do to get to that why purpose, that why statement of making some sacrifices that were often difficult in the beginning, and what kept you on track? And are you still focusing on that why, or maybe that why has become outdated and you need to find a new why? And you need to start addressing some of those things that are attached or associated with that new why. We always want to make sure we're evolving. We always want to make sure we're moving forward. We always want to make sure we're embarking on new things. We always want to make sure we're growing. And then we want to make sure that we're including and involving as many other people as we can in this healing process, because as long as we're healing and as long as we're growing, then we're going to continue to create some amazing things in this world that we live in and create some really positive experiences for ourselves. So thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you guys spending time with me on a Wednesday night. Please consider joining me on Friday at 2 p.m. on Instagram. We will be discussing chapters, I think, 11 through 15 on Girl Wash Your Face. They're really good chapters, so we'll be kind of diving into that a little bit. And then Michael and I will be checking out this weekend, going to Disneyland with Gabby, and then we will be back on next Wednesday because we will be at Disneyland on next Monday night. So I'll catch you guys next.
But we do have our Friday.
Next Wednesday for sure. Oh yeah, and then I have Keto Life Facebook page Friday at 3 p.m. We're going to be discussing. Do you remember?
No.
No. But we'll talk about it.
It's going to be good.
We're going to talk about something good. I have Keto Like on our Facebook page as well. So have a good night, you guys, and I will see ya next week.